Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my top 20 selling comic books of the week. Today, it is episode 20. Basically, coverprice.com launched recently and has quickly become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics. And they scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling comics. Today, I'm going to be discussing the books that were selling the best on eBay from the 28th of February 2019. I think last week I had about 10. My average probably is about 12. Somebody had 20 last week. Can you beat me this week? Let's find out. Starting with our 20th selling book on our list, and that goes to a book I have never seen, I don't believe, and that is Hit Monkey, issue number 1. That is our 20th seller this week. Hit Monkey is going to have its own Hulu animated adult series from Marvel Comics. That's going to be on the Hulu channel. 20 copies have sold this past week. The 7-day trend plus 126%. The highest sale for a raw copy, $64. Insanity. On to 19. And it's a book I have. It is Middle West issue 1 from Image Comics. Basically, it's about a dark fairy tale about a boy who fights against becoming the monster he fears that lives inside of him. Okay, and that is from Scotty Young, I believe. Yeah. 19 copies have sold in Middle West 1. The 7-day trend plus 137. And high sale copy is now, I paid £3.50 for mine. $20.50 now is the highest it's sold for. Nice little earner. On to 18 is another book that I don't have this time. It is Immortal Hulk issue 5. All these Immortal Hulk books are really blowing up. Fair play to Al Ewing for delivering a fantastic storyline. I'm picking them up where I can now. I've got the main ones. This is issue 5, the book in question. The book that is number 18 on our list. 28 copies of Immortal Hulk 5 was sold this week. The 7-day trend plus 93%. An average, the high sale, of that book, $15.50 for Immortal Hulk issue 5. On to 17, more Al Ewing Immortal Hulk, and that is issue 7. This was a hot comic book alert for me. This is the first appearance of the new Hulkbuster armor, but the reason I made a hot book alert, this is a color error in this book. In 3 panels where Captain America's blue suit is colored red. It's another stunning cover from Alex Ross. 28 copies of this book have sold recently. The 7-day trend plus 96%. I paid £3.25 for my copy, and the highest it is just sold for is $12.99. They're all on the up, these books. On to number 16, another Immortal Hulk book. I have 2 copies of issue 1. Yeah, issue 1 is our number 16 book. 23 copies have sold of late, plus 121%. I paid £3.50 for my copies. One the day it came out, and I think I picked one up last week. The average the highest selling raw copy now is $25 for Immortal Hulk issue 1. Brilliant, brilliant read, Immortal Hulk. Moving on is our number 15th book on our list, and that title goes to, actually I was watching one the other day, I was going to bid on it, but I forgot. And that goes to Miss Marvel issue 1. Of course, we're getting the Captain Marvel film this weekend. That's her first solo series, I believe. 42 copies of that book have sold this past week. The 7-day trend of plus 67%. And the CGC 9.8 of Miss Marvel has just sold for $2,024. My friend, Comic Vantage, Lewis, he sold one for $2,000, a 9.8. That's what you're going to pay for that book now. Insanity. Number 14 on our list is a book I own. In fact, I own the first and second printing. That's Incredible Hulk this time. Issue 377. The first appearance, supposedly, of Professor Hulk. Now, I've read this book, and I don't really see Professor Hulk, but it's getting a lot of buzz. 34 copies have sold this week. The 7-day trend of plus 92%. And a high sale of $174.95 for a CGC 9.8. Crazy stuff. This book was a $2 or $3 book very, very recently. Okay. Obviously, it's the third printing that goes for silly money, but the second printing is going nicely as well. Professor Hulk is supposedly in Avengers Endgame. Up next is a stalwart on our list. And of course, he's still there from day one till now. Batman Damned. Yeah, still going strong. 37 copies have sold this week. The 7-day trend, plus 93%. And a 9.9 sold this past week for a high of $189.99. There are tons of 9.9s out there. There are tons of 10.0s out there. Basically, it's a premiere issue in a DC Black Label launch, which gives established creators creative freedom to explore characters and stories outside of continuity. And it sold out crazily because Batman is naked in it. You see the first Batman, but we all know that. I ended up paying $45 for my copy. Wasn't happy about that, but it was a book that bugged me and I had to get it. It's showing no signs of slowing down. The average sale is around about the $70 mark. The Giant Size X-Men is our issue number 11 on our chart. That's a book I would never ever own, which makes me very, very sad. Of course, it's the first appearance of Storm, Colossus and Nightcrawler. There we go. Giant Size X-Men, issue number 1. With the X-Men coming into the MCU very soon, that book is going to go atmospheric. 23 copies of that book have sold this past week with a 7-day trend of plus 154% and a 9.8 sold crazily for $11,100. Now, on to our top 10, where I can give you a little bit more info. And we are starting with this book, Umbrella Academy. I am watching that on Netflix. It is fantastic. I'm going to meet 2 of the actors soon. The big strong guy and Rumor, the woman. But this is our number 10, Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite, issue number 1. Of course, it's hot because of the Netflix show. The 7-day trend on that, plus 120%. 34 copies have sold of that this past week. The average raw sale for the first appearance of the Apocalypse Suite Umbrella Academy, $43.50. The average 9.8 now, $181. Crazy, crazy stuff. Up next, I made a hot book alert on this, the secret variant. This is the regular cover. And the book in question is Venom, issue number 7. Getting some love again, guys. The 7-day trend on this, plus 125%. 35 copies of this book have sold this past week. The average raw sale now, $5.60, so still pretty cheap. The average graded sale now is $47.64 for 9.8. And this is getting hot because Dylan, son of Eddie Brock, appears in a dream. He has just been referenced in the latest Venom issue from Donny Cates. More Venom. Up next is our number 8 on our list, and that is the Venom animation variant cover. This is your book in question, guys. Bit of a Spider-Man noir look there, guys. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 170%. 28 copies have sold that book this week. The average raw sale, $26.91. A 9.8, you can get still cheap though, $45. And of course, that is the variant edition for the first full appearance of Dylan, son of Eddie Brock. Up next on our list, number 7 on our list, is more Al Ewing, of course. Immortal Hulk, issue 12, still going strong, guys. I paid £3.50 for mine the day it came out. 7-day trend on this book, plus 102%. 49 copies have sold this week. Average raw sale now, $16.24. Nice book. The average graded 9.8 is already out there, $126. Of course, this is the first appearance of the One Below All. And it's a nice Alex Ross cover. Number 6 on our list. This is a nice one. Old Guard has just been optioned. Well, it was optioned a little while back, but we're getting more info about it. And this is the exclusive variant for Netflix. Old Guard, the gold foil edition. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 237%. 23 copies of that book have sold this week. The average raw sale now, $32.79. And a 9.8 is out there. Average at $94.34. Number 5 on our list is a book I will definitely never own unless Car Boot Tony can find one for me for £1. Perfectly packaged, of course. And that is Incredible Hulk, issue 181. One of my Grail books. It is the first appearance of Wolverine. Yeah. So sad to see Hugh Jackman leave Wolverine. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 368%. 17 copies have sold of that book this week. The average raw sale now for an Incredible Hulk 181, $1,144. The average graded 8.0, $3,041. That's insanity, guys. Wow, that book is just going atmospheric. Up next is a book I'm on the lookout for. It was free originally, and that is Umbrella Academy, the free comic book edition. For a free book, it is probably the most valuable free book out there. And of course, that is the first appearance of the Umbrella Academy, who are doing so well on Netflix. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 162%. 40 copies have sold of that book this week. The average raw sale of a free comic, $56.62. And the average graded 9.8 is out there, $154. That was our number 4 book on our list. Number 3 on our list is more Donny Cates goodness. It is more Venom. It is issue 9, the regular cover. Venom issue 9. The 7-day trend on that, plus 137%. 51 copies have sold of that this week. The average raw sale now is $6.33. The average graded 9.8, none out there at the moment. No graded Venom 9s. Of course, that's the first full appearance of Dylan, Eddie Brock's son. And so we leave our final 2. And number 2 on our list is a book I do own. And it is some goodness from Al Ewing again. Avengers, No Surrender. This was issue 684. The first appearance of Immortal Hulk. Yeah, it's also the first appearance of Iron Hulk, who is General Robert L. Maverick. The origin of Voyager, who is Valerie Victor. This is a nice Mark Brooks cover that Al Ewing signed for me last year. The 7-day trend, plus 134%. 69 copies of this book have sold this week. The average raw sale now, great stuff, $33.87. I paid £4.50 for mine the day it came out. The average graded 9.8 now, $86.92, guys. So that leaves us with our number 1 book on our list. And it is a book that I own. And it is a book I have read. It is Old Guard, issue 1. This is the regular cover. It is coming to Netflix, guys. I think Charlize Theron is speculated to be in it, or has been announced to be in it. This is the regular Leandro Fernandez cover. It's a pretty solid read, guys. If you can find one, I paid just £1 for mine at a car boot in Southam. The 7-day trend, plus 228%. 44 copies have sold of this week. The average raw sale now, $12.49. And then out 9.8 is out there as little on average as $40.92. And that is a wrap, guys. That is our top 20. Good book. Bit of a history story there. Bit of a immortal Indiana Jones kind of feel. So, out of the 20 books, I have 10. I'm sure you can beat me. I'd like to find out if you can. That's Daz over and out. Bye for now.